Halo Rek, coba tak cek dulu. Oh ya, udah benar. Yo, kita main. Nggak main sih sebenarnya, lebih benernya baca daripada mainnya. Fate Stay Night. Oke, bentar tak cari dulu aku boleh record apa enggak sih sebenarnya. Udah lah, YOLO lah ya. Fate Stay Night. Kenapa main VN-nya? Biar dikira elite. Let's go. Aduh, aduh. Gila, keras juga. Aduh, aduh. Ya. The tip of despair was like a flash of light. Nggak akan tak terjemahinnya, lama harusnya nih. A spear had thrust to skewer the heart. Even attempting to evade it was pointless. It was but a flash too swift for human eye to follow. And yet, jadi apa namanya, si Saber ketemu, kita ketemu Saber itu kalau nggak salah. Udah pernah baca aku tapi tak ulang-ulang. Waktu itu aku mulai baca itu karena HSR kan mau collab katanya kan. Ya udah aku coba terus bla 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 bla, sama ada remaster, ya udah tak beli remaster di Steam. Moonlight swept in to save me from the strike that threatened to end me. The sound was beautiful, like the tolling of a bell. No, truth be told, the sound hung over me, heavier than an iron weight. This beauty had little to do with aesthetic. The stark armor wrapped about her was like the frozen night itself. The ringing was not in itself pleasant. It was the sound of steel. But the night herself was beautiful enough to make it into the chiming of a bell.
とあなたが私のマスターか。
Her voice resonate in the darkness.
召喚に従い参上した。これより我が剣はあなたと共にあり、あなたの運命は私と共にある。ここに契約は完了した。
Indeed, the pact was sealed, just as she chose to serve me. I'm sure in that moment that I swore to save her. What you gonna do, bro? The moonlight cut through the darkness. Oh ya, BTW ini apa namanya, disensor ya. Jadi itu FSN 2004 itu ROG awalnya. Tapi terus disensor. Di apa namanya? Reltanua itu disensor. Terus remasternya ini, kalau salah aku itu berdasarkan si Reltanua itu. Oke. Jadi nggak begitu elit sebenarnya. Time had stopped. The vision before me had less than a second. Be that as it may, I will always remember the sight of her as clearly as if it were still happening now. Even if I fall into the depth of hell, the faint slant of her profile, her serene, divinely green eyes. For a moment, time stopped, and her silhouette, draped in blue, swayed in the wind. I was struck by the pale blue glow. Her hair, as fine as golden thread, was bathed in moonlight. Fate. Rute pertama Fate. Prolog ini sebenarnya, masih prolog. This happened 10 years ago. I see someone who takes me back. He's tall with chiseled feature. I've never known him to crack a joke. He ruffles my hair affectionately. No, that's not what this is. It's more like he's grasping my head and working it like a stubborn jar lid. Maybe he doesn't know how to control his strength. That's only to be expected. It's the first time he's ever done something like this. It's time for me to leave. You know what to do. I answered yes in a somber voice. He nodded once, withdrew his hand, and stood up. That's all. Had I known this would be the last time we would ever see each other, I would have done my best to make him laugh with the perfect joke. I'd been practicing punchline in private in the hopes of finally seeing a smile crack that stony face. If I had one regret, it's that I never got to tell him any of my jokes. Get the association in your debt before you become an adult. Any decisions after that I leave up to you. I'm sure you'll manage on your own. So he said, but I bet he was worried about me. He told me about our family heirloom jewels, the gems passed down to us from our grandmaster, and how to manage the underground workshop. It was rapid fire, course of subject he'd never taught me before. Even as a child, I realized that he would probably never come home again. There was a war, not a war between countries, but between people. What's different? But in this war, there were only 7 combatants. It might not have seemed fitting to call it a war, but having mages involved changed things. 7 mages from different factions competed, but I wasn't sure why. They killed each other using methods I didn't really understand. One of them was the man in front of me. It meant that he would kill and eventually be killed. I'm sure he felt the ticking of his life's clock even more keenly than I did. Rin, before long, the Holy Grail will appear. It is duty of the Tosaka to obtain it, but above all, it is path we are destined to walk as mages. And with that, he ruffled my hair one last time and left. I never saw him again. My father/teacher was one of the masters who participate in the Holy Grail War. He never come home.
いってらっしゃいませ、お父様。
Safe trip then. I bid him farewell, as a well-behaved daughter should. I know I was on the verge of tears, but I didn't let them show. I love him. He was a great father and even greater mage. Mages are stubborn people. As far as I knew, there wasn't a more upstanding man in the whole world. As my instructor, he trained me. As my father, he loved me. So I decided I'd accept the thing he left for me and choose my own path. Rin, before long, the Holy Grail will appear. It is the duty of the Tosaka to obtain it, but above all, it is a path we are destined to walk as mages. In the end, his final words for me were given as a mage, not a father. That's the moment I made up my mind.
よし、それじゃあ一つ気合い入れて一人前になりますか。
It's only natural for an appreciate to live up to her master's hopes. That's how I, Rin Tosaka, grew up after experiencing life's twists and turns. It's been 10 years since my father went off to war. I wouldn't say I've been looking forward to this day, but I am a bit on edge. That goes without saying, after all. That moment which was burned into my memory 10 years ago will soon be upon me again. Man, I can't read Japanese, bro. January 31. 31? What's 9 plus 10? I hear something. Coba tak terjemahin ya. Ring.
うるさい。
Diam sih.
止まれ。
Bah, diam, berhentilah. Suara itu tidak berhenti. Adalah sebuah infernal record atau it's almost as if there's event. Seperti ia sedang merenungi ayahku, bukan merenungi, membalas ayahku,
はいよもう
membalaskan untuk
昨
ayahku.
日は遅くまでやってたんだからもうちょっと
Aku harap itu hal itu membiarkanku tidur lebih lama. Sebenarnya seharusnya aku berjaga, aku tidur malam, aku berjaga hingga pagi hari, menerjemah hours deciphering my father's will. Kelamaan kok tak terjemahin enggak. And I use a hell of a lot of magic energy to do it. I'm totally exhausted, my body and mind. Aku lelah, tubuh dan akal.
融通の利かないやつ
Ya Tuhan, kasihinilah aku, oke? Apa tahu? Ring. Suara alarm itu itu tuli terhadap keluhanku. What kind of machine makes a noise that seems like its whole purpose is to remind you that you're late?
遅刻はまずい
No matter how much of a chipper I am, I should try to make it to school on time, at least for today, if only slightly.
そうそうあらかじめ30分ずらして目覚ましをセットしたんだからあと30分は眠れるはず
Ada flowchart ya mas, waduh. Ada suara yang aneh.
30分
30 menit lebih awal. Ih, nggak mandi kah mbaknya? Aduh. Teng. Oh ya, the morning chill beats at me as I cross the hallway and enter the parlor. Atau apa itu? This is the final 7 a.m. in January. Winters in Fuyuki are relatively warm, but the morning here are coldest anywhere. Even at home, my breath miss white. It's that much colder without anyone else living here.
暖房
Heater. I turn on the heater, and go wash up. Sehingga living is so inconvenient at times like this. If there was someone else here to wake up before me, then the parlor would already be heated. I wash my face at the sink. I ran a brush through my long hair and got dressed. A chilly morning in a frigid bathroom. The only thing to be said for it is that the cold water mercilessly beats the sleepiness from me. With a final tug on the ribbon at my collar. What? I finished getting dressed. Collar, not necklace. Collar. Yes, all that's left is apa collar? Bukan kalung. Apa tuh? Bukan kalung. Apa collar? Nggak tahu. All that's left is to have breakfast and go to school. The clock reached just past 7, so my morning rush felt a bit anticlimactic.
なんだこれなら走っていく必要もないか
Aku tak perlu lari, aku bahkan tak perlu lari. Of course, I'd never do anything so uncouth as sprinting to school. The Tosaka family mottos dictate that we conduct ourselves with confidence and elegance at all times. My ancestors must have been some high and mighty aristocrat if that's what we've taught through the generations. The anachronistic mansion I live in is proof enough of that. Plus, the Tosaka are a line of spell weavers who practice what is known as magecraft. We're not just an old family, we have an admirably storied history.
まあ自慢できることでもないんだけど。
In fact, I literally can't talk about it. The truth is, I'm a mage. Who could I even brag about that too? As the name suggests, magecraft is what most normal people see as magic. That sounds like some supernatural woo-woo, and if you'd like to think of it as just wiggling your finger and saying abracadabra, that's fine too. Just think of us as people who chant weird words and make equally weird stuff happen. That said, we don't fly around on broomstick. We don't shoot stars out of wands either. We can do things kind of like that, but there's no point, so we don't. We're pretty much heretics who lurk in the shadow of society. We're not allowed to draw attention to ourselves, and anyone who has the time for that kind of thing would rather spend it on their research. Ordinary human might call us magicians, but that would be wrong. In fact, there were only 5 magicians in the whole world. Magicians are what we call people who can do something no one else can. They can accomplish feats beyond the means of modern science and perform guided, genuine miracles. Similarly, magic is the label we use for mystics, magical mystery, that can't be realized with any amount of time or skill. While magecraft, though it looks mysterious, is something anyone can do with enough time and resource. I'm a mage, and the kind of mystics I use are merely magecraft, not true magic. Confusing, I know, but that's how it works. Also, modern civilization doesn't accept the existence of mages. We believe in manipulate and study things that can't be measured, which put us at odds with modern society. Above all, there's no point to any of what we do. We'd be so much happier just going off to a normal school and becoming a normal adult than you would study magecraft. Human technology has accomplished great things. For the last few centuries, magecraft has been playing catch up to the progress of civilization. Nothing is impossible for humanity anymore. Miracles that could only be realized with magecraft in the distant past have been reduced to common tools and applicants. Even so, magecraft does have its benefit. Just as there are some things only science can accomplish, there are some main heights only mystics can reach. If science is racing into the future, then mages are racing into the past. I think the Tosaka Grandmaster said that. Whether you're heading into the past or the future, your destination is the same, 0 or something like that. We can solve the difficult topics for now. Philosophy is for the elderly. True. That's why you should do. Okay, that's why you should do literature. I finished my breakfast and pick up my bag.
そうだ、ペンダント持っていかないと。
I'm reluctant to take something so valuable to school, but it would be a waste to leave it behind.
何しろ100年ものの石だものね。うちにある宝石の中じゃダントツで最強だし。
One could even say it is an entirely different level. I obtained the gem after decoding my father's will last night. It's imbued with 10 years worth of my own magical energy. I've been told that the Tosaka family has heirloom jewels passed down since the olden days, and this might be one of them. Tosaka mages specialize at conversion and flow of power. We channel our magical energy into precious gems whenever we have a spare moment. Simply put, I'm the gun and the jewels are my bullet. I need more bullet. The other main things I've inherited from my father is the magical crest engraved into my left arm. Itu yang apa namanya, spell card. Ya nggak sih, kalau di FGO itu spell card kan. The magical crest is proof that I'm the heir to our lineage. It's like all the technique of the Tosaka condensed into a tattoo.
まだ始まったわけじゃないけど、 用心に越したことはないか。
For now, I stole my father's keepsake in a pocket.
切り札だものね。これに秘められた魔力ならできないことはないぐらいなんだし。
It's my trump card. There's nothing I cannot do with the power stored in there. It's 7:30. I'd better leave soon if I don't want to be late for school.
Shurisun will fall and dry.
Slisung Vefahrendrai. I weave energy into a brief foreign phrase. As a mage, I can't neglect the security of my home base. That still apply even if I never had so much as a single burglar, lost child, or stray cat wander into my home. Actually, I don't think the neighbors have ever even come over to say hello.
別にいいけどね。野良猫でさえ入ってこないってどういうことよ。
I look up at the mansion that's been my home for over a decade. Fuyuki is a strange city. One side of the intersection dividing the residential area is filled with old samurai estate, while the side I'm on has an abundance of mansions built in a European style. Apparently, a whole bunch of foreign families immigrated here long ago, but I've never seen a single foreigner around. Loki, I didn't mean to press Windows key again. There's even a cemetery for foreign Shinto, the new part of the city across the river, but it was built for the generation that immigrated here.
日本の土が合わなかったのかな。
I make a mental note to ask the priest about it next time I visit the church. Yo, I think I've met that guy before, the priest in English. He's nothing if not full of boring trivia for sure.
あれ？
Oh? Something feels off as soon as I step outside.
なんだろう。思ったより静かなんですけど。
There's no trace of the typical morning bustle. At 7:30 in the morning, there would normally be students and workers on their daily commute.
まあこういう日もあるか。
I guess it's just one of the maybe everyone slept in. It's unusually cold today, so everyone must be snuggle up in bed.
けどさすがに。
Even if that were true, it's strange that there isn't a single student on the street. At this, kebagian kalau nggak salah dia nih. At this time of day, you would expect to see at least school uniform or two. And yet, from where I'm standing at the school gate, it looks like morning club activity are just starting up. Which can only mean...
あれ、父さか？今朝は一段と早いのね。
やっぱりそうきたか。
With a light sigh, I turned to face the student who called out me.
おはよう。今日も寒いね、こりゃ。
The girl who addressed me so casually is Ayako Mitsusuri. She's my classmate in 2A, and she has quite a history.
おはよう三辻さん。つかぬことを聞くけど、今何時だかわかる？
ん？何時って7時前じゃない。父さが寝ぼけてる？
She waves her hand in front of my face as if to ask if anybody home. Anybody's home. Ayako is one of my few friends, and she knows I'm not morning person. She's probably figured out by now that I'm still not completely with it.
うちの時計1時間早かったみたい。しかも軒並み。目覚まし時計はおろか、柱時計まできっかり早まってた。
What's going on here? Father must have set the clock to go haywire once I took the pendant out of the underground cellar.
父さか？
気にしないで。別に大したことじゃないから。それより、三辻さんは今日も朝練？
Oh ya, mereka apa namanya panahan.
ええ。弓道部は問題児も多いし、うまいのが一人減ったからね。
4月の新入生獲得のために少しぐらいは見栄えを良くしとかないと。
そう、気苦労が絶えないのね、相変わらず。
他人事だからって言ってくれるわ。あ、ついでだから見ていく？登坂が見学する分には男どもも喜ぶけど。
弓道部か。
I'm acquainted with three of its members. One is Ayako, the girl I'm talking about now. I barely ever speak to the other two. Of those latter two, there's one that I actually can't explain away as simply an acquaintance. I become friend with Ayako, the club captain, because I've been watching the club from afar.
そうね、様子を見るだけなら付き合うわ。早く来すぎたからやることもないし。
よし、じゃあ善は急げ。早速行こう。
One of our school's trademark is its well-equipped archery range. The chair of the school board has a passion for Kyudo, traditional Japanese archery, so they built a magnificent range on campus. It's kind of a waste for a high school club, to be honest.
ほらほら、まだ開始まで時間があるし、中でお茶しようぜ、登坂。
Ayako tugs on my arm, looking somewhat pleased. If I'm being honest, her brusque, I don't know what way of speaking is a bad habit. As Ayako said, there's no one else at the range. We sip Japanese tea that's so hot it numbs my tongue as we prepare ahead for today classes. The hot drink is delicious in the quiet wintry archery range.
さて、単刀直入に聞くけど、そっちの調子はどうなのよ、登坂。いい加減頼りになる相棒は見つかった？
Nantang kok nggak mereka nggak tahu sama lain sampai mulai pacaran dulu. And she used the occasion to ask me something completely ridiculous.
ほんと、いきなり本題に入るのね、あなたは。
Like I said, if I can delete, oh yeah, I'm just probably gonna delete wait. You, we're just getting straight to it today, huh?
その言いぶりだと、そっちはもう見つけたんだ。
ノーコメント。登坂が手を沸かすまではこっちも秘密さ。で、どうなのよ。その疲れた顔を見ると、
こっちもノーコメント。あなたに隠してもどうせ見抜かれるか。残念ながらこっちはまだよ。綾子の方はお互いのんびりしてる余裕はないはずだけど。
そうなんだけど、私も雲行きは怪しいわ。とりあえず取り繕うことはできるけど、ことがことでしょ。 この先の命運がかかってるんだから妥協するわけにもいかないし。
勝手に決めて私に負けるのも嫌？
もちろん私にとって重要なのはあんたを任すことだもの。何が手に入るとか何を手に入れるとかは二の次よ。
似た者同士ね、私たち。
ええ、初めて会った時に言ったでしょ。あんたとはそういう関係にあるんだって。
She said she did, didn't she? Kill or be killed. I'm sure that's how it'll be between the two of us. I was genuinely surprised to have someone say that right off the bat. Translation: our friendship won't bloom unless we're constantly trading blows, is what Ayako was getting at. I agree with her in that the 2 years in then I still haven't figured out whether she my friend or my nemesis.
ところでさ、私たちなんでこんな話してるんだっけ？
なんでって言い出したのは遠坂でしょ。あんたがいつまでも彼氏がいないのは女としてどうよなんてこぼすもんだから。なら3年になる前にどっちが先に男作るかって勝負になったんじゃない。
ああ、そうだった。売り言葉に買い言葉ってやつだった。で、遅れを取った方が一日言いなりになるんだっけ？
ええ、今時子供でも交わさない約束だけど、あんたと私に限って往生際が悪いってことはないでしょ。
Who's we, gang?
どんな結果になろうと負けた方はおとなしく勝者に従うことになる。それを思うと私は今から楽しみで楽しみで。
けど三辻さん、楽しむのは結構だけど目的を違えないよう気をつけなさい。
分かってるって。遠坂より早く遠坂が心底羨ましがるような関係にならないと完全勝利とは言えないからね。まあ私たちにとってはそれが一番厄介な問題なんだが、どんなにいい男だろうと好きになれなきゃ意味がない。
This brunette red-haired girl. What? Ayako's sigh is heavy. From what I've heard, she's known as a bit of a misandrist. Can a misandrist and a misogynist fall in love? Ooh. Can't put too much stock in gossip though. That she made this bet at all means less that she just doesn't like boys and more that she hasn't found the right person. That's it.
ちょっ
That's
と
aside.
私たちって何よ、私たちって。
Yeah, who's we?
断っておきますけど、私はそっちと違って冷血感じゃありません。男、
Right.
ああ、それ嘘。もしくは気づいていないだけ。遠坂が男を気にかけるなんてことは絶対ないもの。今まで数えきれないぐらい告白されたくせに一つも色良い返事してないじゃない。少しでも興味があるなら付き合おうって思うでしょ。なのに断り続けるってことはあんたは男に興味がないってことよ。
Because they're not the main character, bro. Okay, they're not the main character. Wait till you see Shiro Amiya. Wait, technically Shiro Amiya is their classmate now. Like I said, I've played it like day 3 of Fate route. Then we start again. And I'll start again for this series. Why? I don't know. I'm kind of lazy, I can lie. I'd say your records me.
発想が貧困ね。その場合、すでに好きな相手がいるから断ってるって話もありじゃない？
うわ、すっごい美談。いいね、そういうの。ロマンだな。
True. Ayako's tone isn't mocking. She nods solemnly. Her sigh tells me that it would be nice if it were true. I don't believe myself. I really can't hide anything from her.
そうね。私もそう思う。
Somo too. She's right. I know very well how cold I am.
認めるわ。私、こと恋愛に関しては素人みたい。
そういうこと。似た者同士だって言ったの遠坂でしょ。で、もうじき7時か。秘密の話はこの辺にしとこう。いつ人がやってくるかわからないし、朝になったら学生らしく振る舞わないと。
まあ、三辻さんにもそういう世間体があったなんて意外だわ。ねえ、これ
あんたほど筋金入ってないけどね。私の世間体なんて遠坂凛に比べたら灯籠の斧ってもんよ。あんたの猫っかぶりは擬態っていうより別人格のレベルよ。別人格。
Ayako sniffs exaggeratedly. I emptied the rest of the teacup she poured me and brew a new pot.
で、遠坂はどうして部活に入らないのよ。運動神経がないなんてざれ言は聞かないからね。私は去年の体力測定でことごとくあんたに負けたのまだ恨んでるんだから。
あら、肺活量では三辻さんに負けたわよ、私。あと、体重も三辻さんのが上だったけど。
やったー、重さで3キロ上回ったって体重で勝っても嬉しくないってのよ、このタヌキ。
Ayako slaps the table.
危ない。お茶がこぼれるでしょ、三辻さん。首相なんだから道場は大事になさい。
うるさい。私は首相である前に遠坂のライバルだ。部員がいなけりゃあんたに食ってかかるのは当然よ。
Ayako side eyes me with a huff. She has a unique idea about beauty. A beautiful woman must follow the merit path. She's always going on about that. Not surprisingly, she's well versed in most martial arts. Kyudo was the discipline she was least skilled at, so she joined the club and worked her way up to captain. She's probably one of the top 3 people in our school you'd at least want to mess with.
あら、部員がいなければ首相じゃないなんて問題発言じゃないそれ。
問題発言なもんですか。私はお飾りの首相だから、できることって言ったら不良部員を取り締まることだけよ。私以上にしゃがりっぱなやつがいるんだから、首相としての面目なんてないわ。
そうなの？藤村先生、三辻さんは飛び抜けてうまいって言ってたけど。
あの人がそう言うんなら、そりゃ少しは自信が持てるけど、まあいなくなっちまったやつのことなんて考えても仕方ないか。そうね、藤村先生がそう言ってくれたんなら真面目に首相やんないとまずいか。
そうそう、噂をすれば彼、そろそろ部員がやってくる頃でしょ。私はおいとまするけど、三辻さんはきちんと首相になりなさい。
We'll make our part. Wait, no.
何、見ていかないの？シャ。
見てもわからないもの。遠くから眺める分にはいいけどね。不心得者が道場にいるわけにはいかないでしょ。
Mucho tuju casa house. Let's go. Just I get up to leave, the first club members begin entering the archery range.
おはようございます、首相。
ああ、おはようマト。今朝は一人？
Mato food. You know those Chinese white man, no? Was it Mentao?
はい、力になれず申し訳ありません。
No, your brother, if I remember correctly, your brother, when I exit, he gonna whiz me up, but he can't. But he failed. Why? Because he ain't the main character.
ああ、いいっていいって。本人が弓をやらないって言うんなら無理をさせても仕方がない。
それじゃあ失礼するわ。 また後でね、三鶴さん。
ああ、また後でね、遠坂。
お疲れ様です、遠坂先輩。ありがとう。さくらもしっかりね。
I will leave the dojo behind so as not to get in the way.
いやあ、遠坂。おはよう。朝から君に会えるなんてついてるな。
Oh no, and here comes the person I least want to see.
おはよう、マトウくん。今日は早いのね。
Yeah, Mato. Again, ain't Mato.
当たり前だろ。首相なんだから早めに来ないと1年に示しがつかないじゃないか。
Shinji Mato from class 2C grins at me. He's the vice captain. You're just vice captain, bro, of the Kyudo club and the darling of half of the girls at school. It's most thanks to his looks, of course, but he's also admired for his good great social graces, being kind to girls and being an overall heartthrob or something like that. What, you jelly of him, bro? You want him, bro? I really don't follow that kind of stuff. It's just what I hear my classmates say.
そう。ご機嫌なところ悪いんだけど、一文字抜けてるわ、マトウくん。大事な字だから忘れない方がいいと思うけど。
一文字抜けてるって
幸福の福。字は違うけど響きは一緒でしょ、副首相さん。気をつけなさい。別に首相も副首相も変わらないけど、変に意識するとこだわってるみたいに聞こえるでしょ。
そうだね。今後は気をつける。ありがとう、遠坂。
You're a child, you're a child, you're a fat little child.
お礼を言われるようなことはしてないけど、まあマトウくんがそう思ったのなら私には関係ないか。
Just kidding, guys, not a child again. I don't know, my bad. With that, I turn to leave the range.
ちょっと待てよ。見学に来たんだろ。なら見ていけばいいじゃないか。
遠慮するわ。練習の邪魔をしたくないもの。
そんなの構わないよ。他の連中が気に障るんなら締め出すからさ。ちょっと寄っていけって。
だから邪魔をする気はないって言ってるでしょ。それに私別に弓道に興味があるわけじゃないから、知らないやつの試合を見ても嬉しくないわ。
なんだよ遠坂。弓道に興味はなかったのか。へえ。だっていうのに放課後になると遠くから見てたのはそういうわけかな。
I don't know what he's playing at, but he seems to have serious misunderstood
なん
things.
だ、知ってたのマトウくん。
ああ、よく目があったんだぜ。僕と遠坂。試合を終えてさ、斬新の時に限って遠坂は僕を見ていたろ。声を返したかったけど一応決まりでね。車上では声を上げちゃいけないんだ。勘違いしてたよ。遠坂は弓が好きなんだと思ってたけど、弓道には興味がないんだろ。ならなんで遠坂は道場を見ていたのかな。
Now I see. It would sound like that, wouldn't it?
離れてくれないかしら、マトウくん。私あまり人に近寄られるのは好きじゃないし。
なあに遠坂。
あきれた。趣味じゃないけど仕方ないか。簡単にあなたにも理解できるように言ってあげる。いいマトウくん。私は弓道に興味がない以上にあなたに興味はないって言ってるのよ。実際 あなたが車上にいたなんて今初めて知ったぐらいだし、きっとこれからも目に入らないわ。
Yes, Queen Slay.
なんだと。
Oh.
それじゃあね、マト君。自意識過剰なのも結構だけど、ほどほどにしておいた方がいいわよ。
遠坂、お前。
Shinji sounds like he's about to say something, but he keeps his temper and doesn't chase after me. The guy is all style, no substance. If he had even a little backbone, the people around him wouldn't suffer nearly so much. I take the rear entrance into campus from the archery range. It's past 7 now, but there was still a student in the hallways. Yo!
遠坂さんだ。
Taiga yo, Taiga yo. Mari kita nyari Taiga Dojo semua ya guys ya. Let's go.
おはようございます、藤村先生。
おはよう遠坂さん。ちゃんと挨拶してくれて先生は嬉しいよ。
Ingin ASMR siapa sih ini suaranya gila. The strange woman pretends to sob in the light. It may be hard to believe, but this is extraordinarily affectionate and happy-go-lucky woman is actually a teacher here.
先生、ちゃんと挨拶をする以外にする挨拶があるのでしょうか。
あるわよ。1年生はちゃんと挨拶してくれるんだけどね、上級生になってくると私の名字で挨拶しないんだから。遠坂さんはああいう輩の真似しちゃダメだからね。
はあ、よくわかりませんけど、先生に失礼なことはしませんが。
よしよし。ああ、みんながみんな遠坂さんみたいだったらいいのにな。
Ah, Chef Wen ya. With a parting wave and a sea, Miss Fujimura leaves. Fortunately, she isn't my homeroom teacher. Miss Fujimura teaches English. Her sunny attitude belies atau I don't know other than her expert rank in Japanese fencing, kendo. In her student days, they called her the Fuyuki Tiger. That's the mystery though. You think someone known as a tiger would be feared, not adored, right? Miss Fujimura cheerily heads off in the direction of the archery range. For some reason, she's the faculty advisor to the Kyudo club instead of the Kendo club. I'm not a NEET. I'm a hikikomori, yeah, I guess, bro. It's just before 7:30. I can see students doing their club activities on the school grounds, but there's hardly anyone indoors, except
遠坂。
he's always blurt out my name like I did something wrong every time he sees me.
あら、生徒会長。朝早くから校舎の見回り？それとも各部室の手入れかしら？どっちでもいいけど相変わらず豆ね、そういうとこ。
Oh, you definitely gonna get a good boyfriend here, bro.
そういうお前こそ何を企んでいる。部活動もしていないお前がこんな早くに何の用か。
ただの気まぐれよ。竜斗くんちみたいに早起きじゃないもの、私。
Ryudo, ain't that Atlas game or something? The student council president's handsome face darkens with suspicion. He seems to have it out for me. I really don't know why. Maybe me saying temples are so dual pass is what started it.
一つ聞いておくが、最近夜遅くまで校舎にいたことはあるか、遠坂。
ないわね。私が帰宅部だって知ってるでしょ、竜道くんは。
当然だ。生徒会長を任された以上、全校生徒の情報は把握している。
そうなら私に聞くまでもないでしょ。なんだってそんなことを聞くか知らないけど、生徒会の仕事を部外者に押し付けちゃまずいんじゃない？情報収集は一人でやりなさいよ。私みたいな部外者に頼らないで。
たわけ、お前のどこが部外者だ。うちの会計の首根っこ掴んで悪さをしたのを知らぬと思ったが、このメギツネ。
あら、人聞きが悪いわね。あれは三辻さんに頼まれて部費の割合を明らかにしただけでしょ。みんなの予算がどこに使われているか調べるなんて生徒として当然の行為だと思うけど。
なんと、うちの会計を1週間休ませた精神的ダメージが当然の行為なのか。とんでもない倫理観をお持ちのようだな、相変わらず。
Ethic this, ethic that,
あな
man.
たもね、部下の手綱ぐらいちゃんと握ってなさい。文化系ばかりひいきするのはフェアじゃないわ。
分かっている。だからこそ俺の手で不正を正したかったのだが。
伊勢、
Yo,
修理終わったぞ。
what's your name? Shiro Emiya, I think. Just then, an unexpected vision makes his presence known.
と、悪い。
Oh yeah.
頼んだのはこっちなのに、エミヤに任せっきりにしてしまった。許せ。
Literally what just Tosaka said, bro. You're outsourcing.
そんなこと気にするな。で、次はどこだよ。あんまり時間ないぞ。
ああ、次は視聴覚室だ。前から調子が悪かったそうなんだが、この度ついに天寿を全うされた。
天寿全うしてたら直せないだろ。買い直した方が早いぞ。
そうなんだが、一応見てくれると助かる。俺から見れば臨終だが、お前から見れば仮病かもしれん。
そうか。なら試そう。
Beckoned by the other student, the president leaves. I'd stopped thinking during the sudden turn of events. The other boy, wrench and screwdriver in hand, turns as if he's remembered something.
朝早いんだな、遠坂。
He awkwardly mutters and leaves. Was that supposed to be greeting? The president and the student called Emiya walk off into the distance. That would be Shiro Emiya from class 2C.
それはいいんだけどさ。
How do I put it? The wrench look right at home in his hands, but I'm not sure if it's because it makes him look tough, the bitter, the bigger, or handy. The bitter, the bigger. At 7:30 a.m., there's nobody else in classroom to wait. I take a seat at my desk and flip through my math workbook. There's still 30 minutes until morning homeroom. I've got time to kill until my classmates start arriving. The classroom is lively as lunch break begins after fourth period. Dang! My school has a cafeteria, so only about half of the students stay in the room. It's mostly girls that stay behind. The girls think the cafeteria is a bit too liberal with the seasoning, so...
遠坂さん、よかったらお昼ご飯一緒に食べませんか？
I thought Gohan mean rice, bro. We girls tend to enjoy our lunches as a group.
ありがとう、三枝さん。けどごめんなさい。私今日は学食なんです。今朝は寝過ごしてしまってお弁当を作るよ。いや、そうなんですか。ごめんなさい。そうとも知らず呼び止めてしまって。 私余計なことしましたね。
Demure.
余計なことだなんてそんなことはありません。今日はたまたまだから気にしないで。また明日これに懲りず声をかけてください。
I let her down as gently as I can and offer a genuine smile.
はい。でも遠坂さんでも見過ごすことがあるんですね。
Perhaps my smile made her feel better. Saigusa turns back to her table, looking relieved. She's adorable. Yukika Saigus isn't drop dead gorgeous, but her smile always put everyone around her at ease.
ええ、そうなんです。なんとかごまかしてますけど、本当は寝ぼすけなんですよ、私。部活だって朝起きられないから入ってないんです。
Saigusa somehow maintains an elegant air even when startled. Watching her reaction is always so calming, but that doesn't mean I have time to just stand here and talk. If I keep up a conversation with someone so disarming, the real me is bound to show herself.
それじゃあ食堂に行ってきます。三枝さんもごゆっくり。はい、遠坂さんも。
Itu Tosaka. Saigusa exchanged some graceful greetings and she returned to her friends. I see that she's eating with Kaede Makidera and Kani Himura. What is this name, bro? Alright, wasn't Saigusa the track and field club manager? Ooh, Makidere and Himuro are the track and field club rising stars. Makidere is a bad influence with whom I go window shopping on day off, but I don't know Himuro too well.
お、振られたね、ゆきっち。だから言ったでしょ、遠坂は弁当持ってこないって。釣りたかったらあいつの分も飯用意しないとね。
マキ、それは私たちも食堂に移動すればいいだけの話では。
ダメダメ、食堂は狭いんだから。弁当組が座れるスペースなんてねっての。それに遠坂と同席してみなさい。男どもの視線がうざいのなんの。
What is brown beggars?
前の休みだってさ、二人で遊びに行ったのにあいつだけ得しちゃってさ。やだよね、美人を鼻にかけた優等生は。
Iri, bilang bos. Makidera takes hold of Saigusa's desk as she continued to rant about me. Despite her foul mouth, she actually wears a kimono really well, like a picturesque Japanese beauty.
牧野氏、君の陰口は遠坂城に聞こえているようだが。
Meanwhile, Himuro's cool and solid demeanor are complete foil to that of Makidera.
やべ、遠坂に聞かれた。ゲゲ、めっちゃ睨んでるじゃん、あいつ。別に遠坂さん、マキちゃんを睨んでなんかないと思う。睨んでんだよ、あれ。あいつは笑ってる時が一番怖いんだから。なんだよ、いいじゃんか、愚痴ぐらい。多めに見ろよ。私と遠坂の仲だろ。たい焼きおごってやっただろ。
Kaeda Makidera puffs her cheeks out in a pout, waving her disposable chopstick in the air. Would you believe that her hobby is collecting wind chimes? The world works in strange ways. At any rate, it's rude to Saigus to stare at the three of them. Caught between me and the foul-mouthed Makidera, Saigus looks like she doesn't know what to do with herself.
気にしないでいいのよ、三枝さん。それと牧寺さん、おごらされたのは私で、品物はたい焼きではなくクレープでした。無意識に事実を改ざんする悪癖、次あたりに直さないと考えますよ。マジ怖え、あの笑顔。 なんだよ、大差ないじゃんか、たい焼きもクレープも。どっちも甘いの、皮で包んでるんだからさ。
Makidera utter something blasphemous for a girl. She thinks
たい焼きとクレープが同じですって？
is she even a human? Are all desserts the same to her? If I know that her taste buds can distinguish Floyer's 500 yen very from an 80 yen taiyaki at Edomaya. Damn you Kaeda Makidera. I could have saved 420. Whoa, 420 yen. Haha.
何本気で悔しがってるんだ私。
Bo, I must still be tired from last night. The cafeteria sound like a pain, so I'll just buy some bread from the counter and eat on the roof. I purchased my lunch and head to the unoccupied roof. Though it's different in the summertime, during the winter the roof is a convenient place to eat that other students tend to avoid. It's too cold to hang out here during lunch, but that's a small price to pay for privacy.
さて、とりあえずご飯と。
I indulge in the tomato sandwich and hot lemon drink I bought from the cafeteria. It's a simple lunch, made all the more delicious by the fact that I can enjoy it up here in peace. I finish the sandwich and sip on the warm lemony drink. I'm a little tired. It's hard to balance being an overachiever with avoiding human contact as much as possible. As the saying goes, one should be accomplished at both the pen and the sword. It's a point of pride, no, conviction, that I be the top student of the school. I decided that if I was going to be a student, then I would be the very best. I don't want people looking down on the Tosaka name. That's how Rin Tosaka came to be a perfect, flawless student. On the other hand, my occupation as a mage is dangerous, so I shouldn't associate too much with normal people. When a mage is governed by the public, she has no choice but to eliminate witness to protect herself. I'd rather not resort to that. That's why I keep my social interaction purely superficial, but out of necessity. I only hang out with Makidera on my days off, and I turn down invitations from more sociable people like Saigusa. It's difficult walking the tightrope of being the number one student at school while making sure I don't become anyone else number one. And sure, there are times when it tires me out and I feel like life is a real drag. Oh,
もう時間か。
solid time? I finish hot lemon drink and stand up. That's enough sentimentally for the day. Time to go back downstairs and become Rin Tosaka again. Udah 1 jam. Ya kita masih jam aja ya atau kapan gitu.
ではホームルームを終了する。日直は西と戸締まりの確認を。
Juga kan. Jadi ya, dadah guys.